Welcome to the new build passenger railway by the Rang Railway team. Based in the corner of the Thames Water Sewage Treatment Works site in Abbey Wood, South London, the Crossness Engines Trust was founded in the mid-1980s with the aim of restoring the 1865 Victorian pumping station and its magnificent beam engines. After 18 years of hard work by volunteers, the first of the 4 beam engines was brought back into steam in 2003. Since then, the Trust has grown in strength and numbers and has breathed new life into the buildings and restored plenty of salvaged industrial relics. But one of the greatest projects is the current plan to build a 2-foot narrow gauge railway to bring visitors from the car park to the restored pumping station. Again, this work is being done entirely by volunteers.
At Rang, you will see that apart from the occasional use of a club or sledgehammer, we have, through donations and borrowing, been able to acquire some quite professional kit to make our task safe, simple and enjoyable. The team have certainly got to grips with rail track construction, as we hope to show you in this presentation. The essentials needed for the rail track are sleepers, either wood or metal, a firm, level foundation for the sleepers to sit on, steel rail, normally called FB or flat bottom rail, metal plates with holes to join the rails together called fish plates, and finally, big screws to clamp the rail to the timber sleeper. Our future track bed stretches out from our engine shed some 700 metres along the right hand side of the visitor footpath. We have been fortunate to have been donated by Belfer BT 200 redundant mainline sleepers from the new Crossrail station at Abbey Wood. These 3 metre long sleepers need to be inspected and then chainsawed to a length of 1.2 metres, so from 200 we hope to obtain 400. With the setting pitch at 1 metre, another 150 big ones will be needed. After cutting to size, exposed ends are creosoted to prevent rot and then palletised for easy handling. The one thing with track laying is that everything is either heavy, long or wet, and the further away from base you go, the further it is to walk back for that forgotten spanner. Most rails are supplied at the standard 11 metre length, but at the curves the rail has to be cut precisely to fit. We use a 355mm diameter cutting saw. A gas axe cannot be used as the intense heat could cause the rail to become brittle and also would create a ragged edge to face the next rail. Drilling for fish plates has to be done on fresh cut rail. Here we use a magnetic base drill called a rotor broach with a custom made positioning jig. You will see this cutter trepans a hole with precision, only machining in effect a circular slot. Many methods are used to fix the rail to the sleepers. I will refrain from giving you a masterclass. We use the conventional square head drive screws called NG screws, which are 12 cm long and 22mm diameter, not quite the DIY wood screws for putting up bookshelves. Here we use an air drive impact tool to drive the screws home. No gut busting hand wrench for these old guys. 2 screws in, only another 4,208 to go. In the engine shed and out in the track yard, the rail is laid on 12mm thick metal sleepers to keep the railhead low and to make it safer for walking over, with the flange of the rail welded directly to the sleepers. We will be following in the footsteps of the likes of Crossrail by using pre-assembled track panels called frames to increase the amount of track laid each day. These frames will be 10.9 metres long and weigh 380 kilograms, just over a third of a tonne. We are presently constructing transport to get the frames down the track using bogies, so even hand pushing won't be an issue. Lifting the frames off is the tricky task, for which we will have to build a unique bit of kit, designed on the back of a bag packet and yet to be proved. The rails are joined with the fish plates. These are placed over the rail joint and dome head bolts then tightened. Normally a hand wrench is used. Again, we have followed the big boys and the tough tightening is done with an air impact driver. We have a portable air compressor that follows down the track as we build. 700 metres of track needs laying. A total of 750 sleepers need putting to bed. 5,000 bolts need screwing in. If you have time spare and love the outdoors, then volunteer for Rang this spring or summer. Build track like the navvies of the old days and follow their footsteps as we cover part of the original railway from Plumstead to Crossness. Come on, be daring, leave a mark on the world.
First, you may ask why we need your funding support. We started out with a kind bequest of £5,000. That has bought us all the rail material here today, enough for some 85 metres of track. Please help us with donations so we can continue. £32 is what it costs to lay 1 metre of complete track. We have 700 metres to deliver. That is a total input of £23,000. It doesn't have to be bought in one go. We cannot lay it in one go, but we must reach at least 50% of our target. That is £12,000 as match funding. Rang is not a dream, it is a reality. It is happening now. We have the enthusiasm, the energy and the passion. We need funds to deliver a working railway in 2019. Donate to Rang and help us deliver a unique entrance experience to one of the world's greatest industrial sites.
Come and visit Rang for free on Crossness Open Days and see the track grow.